Hey there everyone. So this time around I'll be reviewing Stardust by Neil Gaiman, and I'll be reviewing this deluxe edition instead of the normal one because frankly I'm in love with this book. This is infinitely better than the non-illustrated one. I'll give you reason as to why very soon, but before that let me show you the actual book. This is in a hardcover, by the way. So this says Neil Gaiman and Charles Vess, Stardust. So in case you don't know, Charles Vess is a very famous illustrator. He has worked with Neil Gaiman on this specific book. So it says this is silver writing on blue, Neil Gaiman and Charles Vess's Stardust, and the back has nothing. So let's open up the book. At the very beginning it's a pencil sketch. It's a very beautiful 2-page spread. It's a sketch of the market. I think there's a same sketch on the inside which is colored, and this is how it opens up. Okay, so there's a movie about Stardust as well, and I think the movie is very nice as well, but I prefer the book, especially this one. So there's someone who was just saying that the book is extremely depressing and that they prefer the movie, but I'm very sure, I told them the same thing, that I'm very sure that they did not see this book because the illustrations alone make up for the book itself, and they give a new dimension to the whole story. It doesn't at all become depressing. So this is one of my favorite books, in fact one of my favorite illustrated books, and this is one of the original reasons why I became such a big Neil Gaiman fan. So this is again a 2-page spread. So as you can see, beautiful colors. I love the colors here, and they're extremely vibrant. For example, look at this illustration here. Extremely vibrant colors, beautiful illustrations. This one, for example, such a serene photograph in my opinion. So if you have not guessed, I am totally in love with this book, and I highly recommend you to get this edition of Stardust. So there are different editions available, but this one, in my opinion, is by far the most definitive one to get. So look at this one, for example. These 2 pages are in the form of comics with separate panels, and they have texts there. So I'm not very sure. Yeah, so you have the graphic parts and the text parts interweaved. Oh yes, I had forgotten this one. This is one of my most favorite illustrations in this book, but one of my, I would say, the best, because there are so many awesome illustrations throughout the book that I'd be hard pressed to choose just one. So yeah, that is Stardust for you. And then they have Stardust, a proposal, an illustrated story. So this is a story, and then at the end there are illustrations with notes accompanying them. So for example, there is an illustration for, I think, the fairies in the forest. So, and then there's some writing there. You can pause that and read if you want. So there are illustrations accompanying notes with different sketches. For example, there's a rough pencil, then there's penciling, and then there's inking. So, and then the final output, of course. So yeah, beautiful book, chock full of illustrations, and personally I love the story. Stardust, in my opinion, is one of the best things Neil Gaiman has produced. Okay, so there you have it. And then there's at the very end there are a few figurines, Eve, Tristan, and Witch Queen, and so on. And of course at the very end there's about the author of Neil Gaiman. It's a very young Neil. So yeah, Neil Gaiman and Charles Vess. It's a young, very young Charles Vess as well. And at the end again you have the same illustration as on the front, a little different, but the same scene from the market. And yeah, so there you have it, Neil Gaiman and Charles Vess's Stardust, being a romance within the realms of faerie. And yeah, as always, if you have any questions, anything, any comments, anything to say at all, feel free to comment in the comment section down below. Happy reading.